Greetings from Avatar Foundation, New Delhi. A small group of intervention renal physicians from inner city of Delhi over a decade ago created an Avatar Foundation that has become a regional hub for intervention nephrology, particularly the dialysis vascular access. The foundation conducts hands-on training and simulation workshops to enhance skills of young renal physicians. In this presentation, I shall share the work of Special Task Force of Avatar that compiled status of dialysis vascular access in Southeast Asia, and GCC countries to understand the current practices and possible scope of regional exchange program to improve the skills of nephrologists. The foundation is driven by the vision of global leaders in nephrology, particularly those who have a special interest in intervention nephrology. Let me introduce you with some key motives of the Avatar Foundation. It promotes the skill development, it provides the education and knowledge sharing platform, it displays new techniques and innovations, it offers the international exposure to local innovations, it does the problem solving, mapping, and innovative solutions, it conducts research to improve the patient outcomes. Over 10 years, the outreach of Avatar Foundation has extended from Middle East to Far East. The work of Avatar Task Force I earlier alluded to was to compile the status of hemodialysis vascular access in South and Southeast Asia and GCC countries, with an aim to understand the current practices, available resources, possible constraints, and future needs, and to look into if there is a possibility of collaboration, particularly in training. We chose this region largely because we belong to this area and it has a huge population, at least one third of the global, and majority of these countries do not maintain a formal registry of chronic kidney disease, dialysis, or vascular access. Most of the available data is based either on a small representative studies or the data of migrant population in the Western world. And the practice patterns of intervention nephrology, particularly the vascular access, are also variable considerably in the different countries. The whole exercise was conducted under the stewardship of Professor Maurizio Bellini, Editor-in-Chief JVA, on two consecutive years, 2018 for South Asia and Southeast Asia, and 2019 for GCC countries. For convenience, 15 South Asian and Southeast Asian countries were divided into two economic categories as per World Bank ranking. Group 1 representing high and higher middle income countries, while Group 2 representing low and lower middle income countries. While GCC is economically homogeneous group of 6 countries. Let's look at our results starting from South and Southeast Asian countries in terms of income statistics, resources, and cost of renal replacement therapy. Per capita income of Group 1 countries is around 11 times more than Group 2 countries. In Group 2 country, both incidence and prevalence is significantly low for end-stage kidney disease. This is largely because of the poor resources and lack of proper registry and high mortality among this population. Number of nephrologists are 13 times higher in Group 1 countries as compared to Group 2. And if you look at the number of machines per 1,000 ESKD patients is 4.5 times higher in Group 1 countries. And another important fact, or I would say an irony, is that in Group 2 countries, 40% of the patients have to pay from their pocket as an OPP for the treatment. But saving grace is the significantly lower cost of dialysis in these countries. The incident dialysis excess depends on how dialysis is initiated, whether it's planned or unplanned. 70% of patients in Group 2 and 44% in Group 1 countries start their hemodialysis as unplanned. India, Pakistan, and Singapore has the lowest planned initiation, less than 15%. Let's look at the incident hemodialysis access in South and Southeast Asian region. Non-tunnel catheter was dominant vascular access in Group 2 countries in approximately 70% patients, while tunnel catheter was the most common, 32.5%, almost one third of the population starting their dialysis in Group 1 countries. Surprisingly, in countries like Hong Kong and Thailand, the non-tunnel catheter is not used in incident population at all, while in countries like Taiwan and Brunei it is used sparingly. Let's look at the prevalent hemodialysis access. Fortunately, 80% in Group 2 and 70% in Group 1 of the prevalent hemodialysis patients receive their dialysis through AV fistula. Atriovenous grafts as vascular excess is less than 1% in Group 2 and about 5% in Group 1 countries. Hong Kong is the largest user of grafts. They have about 30% of their patients getting their dialysis through graft, while Pakistan and Hong Kong also have the lowest prevalence of AV fistula in their prevalent dialysis population. Only 5 to 30% of nephrologists in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Vietnam compete with their vascular surgeons for creation of AV fistula and graft. Acquiring these skills is a necessity in these countries due to lack of skilled manpower. Vascular access skills of nephrologists in the entire South and Southeast Asian region are confined to placement of non-tunnel catheters by almost all of them, while tunnel catheter is placed by only 2/3 of the nephrologists. Major constraints for further skill enhancements are the lack of time, training, and incentives. This single slide will give you overview of vascular access spectrum in Gulf Cooperation Council countries. The incident dialysis access in these countries include non-tunnel catheter in 58.7%, tunnel catheter in 23.5%, and AV fistula in 17.3%. The prevalent vascular access is AV fistula in 57.8% and tunnel catheter in about 33.6%. Incidentally, this last number of 33.6 is similar to the affluent Group 1 countries of South and Southeast Asia. The major constraint for access learning for GCC country nephrologists is formal training. The Avtar Foundation Drafts Committee has compiled this data under 6 headings as 6 position papers. 3 of them have already been accepted for publication, while other 3 are in process. Another interesting fact I would like to share about our annual program and quarterly workshops for their social media outreach and contents is, for the past 3 years, we are shuffling between first and second position at global level for the contents and the participation. We are working towards enhancing the skills of nephrologists or associated renal physicians, including radiologists and vascular surgeons, for vascular access and other intervention renal procedures. Over the years, our numbers, participation, endorsements, recognition from national and international societies has proven the depth in our efforts and confirming our scope in the area. I would request you to visit our website avtar.net.in for the contents which are piled up over the last 1 decade. Thank you very much.